think that's pretty much good. You're a little taller than me, so
It's okay, that's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Great.
Good. Welcome to Coffee with Tough Souls, September October edition.
Yes.
Cool. So,
Yeah.
September October. What happened? I didn't do anything at all in September and October.
That's not true, but it was a very, like, either extreme or nothing kind of a month, I think. Because it started off with my Kerry Ultra Light run, which was a 60-kilometre run
Yep.
through Kerry.
It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
There was a video about it. Maybe you didn't see it.
yes, maybe
Check
you
it
did.
out. It's up here, or it's up there.
It's linked in the description.
It's down there.
Yeah, that was really, really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was so nervous for it.
yeah.
So nervous.
You only really started running, like, kind of the start of this year. You joined, like, a running club,
Yeah,
like, at the beginning of this year.
yeah, like
And
2
you've done a
weeks.
little bit of faffing about running before. We've got
Yeah.
a cat joining us. The cat wants to know what the order of your recorder is.
Hello.
Cool. Stealing the show, as usual. Yeah, you'd only...
Yeah, like
began
I did
to
a
really
handful of runs. Like literally last summer I did a couple of 5Ks. I worked towards running a 5K. Like
Yeah.
a handful of runs last year.
Yeah,
In no way would I have called myself a runner last year.
Yeah, it only really began this year.
Yeah,
So to have gone from barely running a 5K to
yeah,
running a 60K ultra is pretty cool.
yeah.
So nice job, you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, it was very exciting. So that was on the 4th of September, so right at the beginning of the month. I was already down in Tipperary doing some work with Leaving Out Race Ireland, and so I remember trying to like film some preparation bits, but also it being my first ultra, not even being sure if I was preparing right. So, and I was just so nervous. I think those pieces were just a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
But you know, because I wasn't putting the pressure on that race to turn into a video. I just wanted to do it because running this year has been more for me than for anything else.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll film a couple of pieces. Maybe they'll end up in something like this, but I doubt they'll be there on video. Okay, so it is Thursday the 2nd of July, and on Saturday I'm running the Kerry Ultra Light, which is a 58-kilometre race through the mountains in Kerry, along the Kerry Way. It's going to be an adventure. I'm hoping to finish it. I think the cut-off point is 12 or 13 hours, so 12 or 13 hours to do 58k. Yeah, it's going to be an adventure. Today is the first time that I'm going to try and pack all of my gear into my running vest and just go for like a 5k run, just to see how it all feels stuffed on my back. I just realised this is like a very, very different get ready with me than any of the kinds that I usually watch on YouTube. I was finding it hard to find the high five gels, which are the ones that I've been taking in all of my practice runs and stuff, my long runs. So, it's actually, it's powder. Okay, it's fine. There are also loads of gels in there, which is what I wanted. Which is why I bought this pack. 2, 3, 4, 5. I have at least one with me and a couple in the car. So I'm gonna have between 5 to 10 gels, and like half are gonna be, a bit more than half are gonna be caffeinated. I'm gonna have a couple of energy bars. I'm gonna have a load of salted peanuts. That's my plan for food anyway. I've got a 1.5 litre in each of the back of my bag. But anyway, I don't really have time to talk. I need to actually get out and get moving. So it's just going to be backwards and forwards of me stuffing things in a bag. I didn't book like fancy accommodation. I was going to stay in a campsite, and I got down there and I filmed setting up the tent and everything because I was still just very nervous and didn't know what to do, so that was just something to do. And then my running club found out that I was staying in a tent, and they invited me to sleep on the couch of their Airbnb.
They're not hardcore like us.
Which is really nice of them. To be honest, I think I would have slept better in the tent. Like, I would have had a better night's sleep.
Yeah. But also you would have been like 50 times more nervous.
Yeah, because
you're
at least
assuming that it would have been a normal night in a tent where it wasn't like you'd constantly get up and check your phone.
Yeah.
See what time it is and whether you somehow slept through the entire ultra.
Well, that's what I was doing in the house anyway.
Yeah.
And I already had a house full of people to remind me to leave.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just the fact that from where they were staying you could walk to the place that the bus was picking us up was huge.
Also, I was kidding, they are as hardcore as we were. If you're watching this, please don't. Please don't be angry.
It's 21k. So first half marathon done.
Yeah, but the video turned out really well.
Yeah, I was really happy with it. Yeah.
I was really impressed with it, and I think the reaction it got was also really nice.
Yeah.
So well done.
Thanks. Yeah.
And since then, Ellie has joined like 8 more massive ultra runs.
I've only signed up for 2, and one of them's just a regular marathon.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the biggest Tough Souls achievement of the year, I think.
Oh, I don't.
You notice how I made it a Tough Souls thing just there? Just, taking credit.
Taking credit.
I had so much to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sent me all the voice notes to tell me to keep running.
That's true. That was voice notes.
You are an integral part of that video. Yes. And then...
What else did we do in September?
Well, so after doing that big run, I was like, okay, I'm going to take some time off running, and we are going to go hiking.
Yeah, we had planned to do the Ulster Way in 2020, and then we were like, okay, for obvious reasons, we're not going to be doing it in 2020, we'll do it in 2021. And actually, when we filmed our New Beginnings video, that was still the plan, that we would go and walk the Ulster Way.
Yeah.
And conditions sort of transpired that we didn't get to be ready to go until September. And then I was all like inspired by Ellie's running, and I thought I would give running a shot. I've tried on and off to give running a go, but it's just not really my sport. And we went out for like the tiniest 3k like 2 days before we were going to go and start walking the Ulster Way, and I took like a massive fall. Like it was so annoying because it was like right at the end of this run.
So scary.
Yeah. It was bad. I still have like scars everywhere from it.
And and it was 2 months ago.
It was 2 months ago, yeah, and I still like have scars and my ribs are still sore.
Yeah. That's the worst I've ever seen you injured.
I've never in my life been as injured as that. Like ever.
That was bad.
Yeah.
One of those situations where I didn't know if I should bring you to the hospital like in the moment.
Yeah.
So I didn't. And I think we only just about got away with that.
Yeah, it was a close one. I didn't have a concussion. I think if I'd had a concussion, we should have gone.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was just. But I was like spitting gravel out of my mouth and like pulling gravel out of bits of my body.
Yeah.
It was a bad time. Wouldn't recommend.
No.
And that kind of, we were literally planning on starting the Ulster Way like 3 days after that.
Yeah.
That weekend.
Yeah. And you couldn't walk for over a week.
I literally was not able to walk.
Yeah.
And like, I still have this like cut here, which is in like right here on that, is it the iliac?
Oh,
that piece of your hip where hip straps are meant to go over when you're hiking. So yeah, hiking was not really a feasible thing for us.
No.
So we did go and do we did the Quilca Way,
which is one part of the Ulster Way.
one very small part, and it was super nice.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed it, but it was enough for me for with this injury. I just couldn't comfortably do it. I was like really struggling to get through any of it.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't enjoy it, it was just kind of on the cusp of just being a bad idea.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to suspend that until the spring.
Yeah.
In a way, it's not so bad because the days were getting short.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind hiking in like the winter, but if I can hike in the summer instead or in the spring, I would do that. So yeah, we're gonna leave that until Marchish.
March is, I think, the earliest you can kind of start hiking in Ireland.
Yeah, and actually it's a bit colder up there.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Maybe
It'll all be weather dependent.
Yeah. But it's still happening.
Yes.
Don't get us wrong. Definitely still happening. We're still psyched to do it.
Yeah.
It just sort of didn't occur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Quilca Way was lovely. Like.
Oh, it was great.
So, like, it's listed as one of the like quality sections of the Ulster Way, and it really like. There was 1K of walking, like total.
Of walking on road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, of walking on road, yes.
Yeah. No, it was stellar. Like, it's definitely a strenuous hike.
Yeah.
But really good.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also made a video about that. That's also in the description. Do check that out.
Yes.
We actually made 2 videos about that.
Yeah. One about the Quilca Way itself.
And one about the boardwalk, the stairway to heaven that you've probably seen on Instagram.
Yeah, because the mountain of Quilca is one of the county high points that was on our list.
Right, this was like a great opportunity for us to mark a load of stuff off. It's actually 2 high points.
Yeah, Cavans and Fermanagh.
Exactly, so we've done both now.
Yeah, and we'd actually already gone up the Quilca boardwalk before to kind of go to the high point. But when we got there, we kind of realised how much damage has been done to the area because of people doing that from the boardwalk, and
so we determined we'd like to make a video about that.
Yeah.
And kind of
Yeah. I think it's been our most kind of critical theory
of walking.
Yeah.
That brings us neatly to Ellie graduated from her masters.
Yes.
Last month.
Yeah.
In October.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Ellie, what is the title of your thesis?
On foot, photography, cultural landscapes in Ireland's National Waymark Trails.
Indeed. It was a research master's.
Yes.
It
was a practice-led research master's. So it was an MRes, but it was a combination of writing a thesis and creating kind of practical, like art-based work. So I was basically researching walking in Ireland and the visual implications of photography around that. So I made a series of photo books based off of our walking and used us as a case study, which was very handy. Like, interesting to learn how to reflect on your own experiences critically, or even write about whether or not that's possible. Yeah, it was really, really fascinating. It was a lot of work. I think
it was 2 years, right? Plus extra time for COVID.
Yeah, 2 years plus half a year because of COVID.
Yeah.
So I think the triumph for me is that I've finished the masters and I'm still interested in the subject. And I still want to like continue and learn more.
Yeah.
I
recommend it.
Thanks.
He's a good writer. it's very readable even for someone who doesn't have much kind of grasp of some of the more hardcore parts of that.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's
So,
true.
but also a huge relief to be finished.
Oh my god, yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
But it was super cool because at your graduation,
Yes.
literally 5 minutes before you were to go, like, get your piece of paper and stuff,
Yeah.
a member of the
Yeah.
faculty
Yeah.
in the college stopped you. You hadn't spoken to him before or anything like
No,
that.
no.
And it said, you know, oh, he loves Tough Souls,
Yeah.
really liked the whole
Yeah.
project and everything.
Yeah.
Didn't know that you were doing your
Yeah.
master's there, didn't know anything about it,
Yeah.
just I don't know where, like, it was just such a perfect to be there graduating your master's
Yeah.
and having someone who didn't know that you were there to graduate from your master's come up and say, I really like what you've been doing.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
Mhm.
We did much of this stuff. We did the Tough Souls blog started having new articles again.
Yes.
That's very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. So roughly once a
Strategically
week.
hidden notes here.
Roughly once a week, new blog post goes out. Typically on Mondays. We've got ones about catchy high points, the Quirky way. Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah.
Relaunching.
I was going to
after-
say, I mean, if you don't like watching videos, you could read the blog instead because there's some parallels.
Yeah.
But also,
definitely.
then how would you hear about it if you weren't?
Oh yeah.
But if you wanted to relive the videos in textual form, that's an option.
Yeah.
Anyway, check out the blog. There's a bunch of other stuff there.
Yeah.
toughsouls.ie/blog. Started surfing. Surfing's fun.
Surfing's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're probably not going to do Tough Souls stuff about it because it's nice to have something that's just
Yeah.
for us and we don't have to feel as though we need to constantly film.
Yeah. It's nice to be bad at something.
Yeah, it's
It's so much fun to be like a beginner and to just have like so much enthusiasm.
yeah,
But like.
But- completely suck at it. Yeah, yeah, it's great. It's for me, it really scratches the same itch as climbing does. We are actually rock climbers. We're not even hikers. We're rock climbers. That's how we met. That's what we both have been doing for like 10 years. And yeah, it's sad how old we are. And since moving out to the country, there just isn't very much climbing near us.
Yeah.
We have to go a good distance to get to like good climbing, and it's just sort of outside of the. There's too much friction, which is normally a thing you want climbing, but. But surfing is great because for one thing it's a lot closer. It's only 40 minutes from here to Sligo, so we get to do a lot of
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot closer. But it really scratches the same itch. Like you can't go surfing and be thinking about something else.
No.
You need to be thinking about surfing or you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
Which is exactly the same as climbing. You've got to be thinking about climbing when you're climbing.
Yeah.
And I find that a really valuable
Yeah.
thing. And something that it's actually quite interesting because walking doesn't do that at all for me. Same with running.
Yeah.
I just doesn't clear my mind.
No, well, like you have no other option but to think through everything that you've.
Yeah, it's quite a different. It's interesting in that it's so different. But yeah, so that was fun. But we're probably not going to see practically anything about it on here ever again. But if you are a surfer and you want to go surfing, give us a chat. It would be really bad.
Yeah.
And the Connemara Mountain Walking Festival.
Yeah.
We, because we do occasionally do roundups of walking festivals and things that are happening.
Yeah. And because of the years it's been, several of
the ones that were
Yeah.
supposed to be on
yeah
got
kind
postponed into like this kind of region.
Yeah, they were a load are rescheduled for October,
Yeah,
and we really like walking festivals because you just get to meet people and have a chat,
yeah,
and so
yeah, and it's a different experience walking
Yeah.
as a group.
yeah, it really
is, and often in a really nice way.
Yeah.
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 So we learned that the Connemara Walking Festival was on, and it was like a weekend we were free and able to go.
Yeah.
And our pal Mountain Mike was there.
Yeah. Yeah, and we
Yeah.
signed up for one of their intermediate walks because we wanted one where we knew we were going to be able to do it and have chats and just have fun, as opposed to being like a serious
being
mountain
a serious
walk.
thing, yeah.
Or at least that was the intention.
Yeah. Whoa, the conditions. I've never in my life been out in such bad conditions.
Yeah. That was,
like, speaking of surfing, like, you would have honestly been, like, drier surfing. Like, you should have worn the wetsuit, kind of, like...
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievably, like, yeah.
And so the guides that they had were all mountain rescue.
Indeed. I felt very safe.
So technically, yes.
Yeah.
But there was no escape route off of the route that we were doing
Indeed.
across Devil's
Because
Mother.
it wasn't expected to be required, right? Like,
Yeah.
there was no kind of...
Yeah.
It just... That's how it worked out. I don't really blame anybody for that. Like,
No.
it was just horrendous conditions. It's not nobody's fault.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to make a video about it because
No.
basically everything we owned was
So wet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it started from Lunan, from
Yeah.
the community centre there, and went up into the mountains around it. So the one that we chose was the Devil's Mother, which has a really steep climb, and then you're just kind of on top of the mountains
Yeah.
for
on,
8k,
like, a plateau, yeah.
and then you kind of drop back down again.
I think it was only an 8 or 9 kilometre hike, right?
I think it was about 10.
Okay, 10 kilometres, and it
Yeah.
took us 6 hours?
6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
that was interesting.
Yeah, and the thing was that, like, I think we were able to enjoy it in like a type 4, not even type 2.
Yeah.
or
I
type
don't know
type
if
4.
you know, like, the types of fun. Like, type 1 fun is fun when it's
Is
fun,
normal
like,
fun?
as you're doing it. Like, yeah, the regular type. And type 2 is like, it's fun, but like...
When you look
know,
back on it.
Yeah, well, that's type 3 fun. Type 3
Okay.
fun... Oh, well, actually, you're right. Yeah, type 2 fun is when you, like, it's fun when you look back and you're like, haha, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Type 3 fun is where it's, like, really not that fun, actually, and you're just sort of doing it, which is
Yeah.
how I would describe most of my life. And then this was, like, type 4 fun, where, like, it was just a bad idea all around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that
It was fun, though. I would recommend doing the Connemara Walking Festival. I
Yes.
just recommend not doing it in October when it's rainy.
No, I think it's supposed to be in like May
Yeah.
normally. And
Yeah.
I'd say it's amazing then.
Yeah.
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 But
But it was still fun.
yeah,
It was nice to see
we got to be
Mike.
there.
It
Yeah,
was
exactly,
nice
with
to-
friends.
Yeah.
Michael Quinn and Aoife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super nice to see
Yeah.
them both and be washed off a mountain with them both. Oh, so on that, at the very, very end of that walk, something happened to me that I thought only happened in cartoons. So
Oh, yeah.
we could see the community centre ahead of us. Like, that's how close we were. We're in the last field. And how wet it was meant that all of the trails just looked like rivers. And so we came to another thing that looked like a trail that was just a river.
Stream, yeah.
So you kind of jumped over it, and I was like, I am so wet. Why would I expend that energy trying to jump? So I stepped forward and literally stepped up to like above my waist. I just went straight down.
Yeah.
That has never happened to me before. Like, it was a proper, like...
Yeah. It was like 6 feet down.
Oh my God.
If you put both feet in, I think it would have gone up above your head.
My feet weren't touching the ground, and then you like pulled me out the other side. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, of the 5 layers or something that I was wearing, if that bottom layer had still miraculously been dry, it wasn't after that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing about hiking in bad conditions. You got to find something to enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there is that phrase where it's like, you know, there's no such thing as bad conditions, only bad preparation.
Yeah.
There are bad conditions.
Yeah.
Stop lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, there are definitely conditions that aren't that fun to be out in.
Yeah. No,
That's
I
just how
I
it's
think
like.
that in general, a lot of Irish people need to go out and buy a proper waterproof jacket. Like, I think
Yeah.
that applies to a lot of people, but also it's not 100% of the time.
I don't think it would have saved you in this situation, though. It
No,
was so
no,
wet
exactly.
that,
Yeah,
like,
no. This time it was much too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was no way to get out of being absolutely soaked.
No.
Yeah.
No, that was so.
Yeah. And then, unfortunately, we then had to drive like 2 hours to get home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Versus driving in towels.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was an experience.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. Good stuff we did.
Yeah, I think that's the only things that we did that weren't like videos of themselves
Mhm.
or in themselves or things that needed more chatting about.
We've also been working a lot on our house.
Yeah.
That's on the way.
Yeah.
Still slow, but
Yeah.
it's getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why maybe there hasn't been quite as much Tough Souls content as...
Yeah. We're trying to make ourselves a cool hiking base.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can
Indeed.
continue to go on adventures forever.
Yeah.
And then have somewhere to come back to and hang up all our gear aesthetically.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. That's what it's all about. It's an influencer house, right? Those exist. Isn't that one of those things?
That is one of those things,
Indeed.
but that's more like a mansion in California where they each rent a room and like make TikToks together or something.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's kind of depressing when you say it like that.
Cool. Yeah, but that's also an ongoing project.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Hopefully
is.
only a couple more months before we can...
Have somewhere to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that we're not living
Yes, we obviously,
somewhere.
yes,
at the moment.
are sleeping somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes, not on this bench. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, I guess that's it.
That's it. Yeah, let us know if you think like a live stream version of this could be fun, or I don't
Christmas
know.
special.
Yeah, I actually, speaking of Christmas specials, last year I had this thought and I didn't get the chance to do it. I was thinking about doing like a watch back of some of our earliest videos
Oh god.
out of sheer cringe, because there's a couple there that are like not that great.
Well, you know, we knew nothing.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not. I
Yeah.
just think it would be funny.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like we'd be, you know, they're still gonna be live. Like it's not.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that could be fun. Watching our old videos for a...
yeah, I thought it would be fun to maybe
Reaction.
like go through. Yeah, do a reaction video to our old videos. There's also one video in which we actually swear on camera, or in which I swear on camera.
Really?
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, it's the only one, because then we
There's
realised...
only one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to make sure that kids could watch this comfortably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because or could watch the trails, you know, 'cause
Yeah.
hiking's for kids too.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that kids can't swear, but
You know.
so maybe we'll do that.
That could be fun.
I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Wanted to say a real big thanks to all of our patrons. We really wouldn't be able to do any of the stuff that we talk about in these videos without the support of patrons. So just massive thanks to all of you. I want to say a really big thanks especially to our long-term patrons. Some of you have been with us for a really long time, like since the very beginning, and I really appreciate that. So like a big thanks to Peter Clark, Marcus Kavanagh, Jen Carey, Colin Whitaker,
Yeah.
load of you. Just huge thanks. And also a big thanks to everyone who leaves nice comments in our videos. I really appreciate it. I read them all. I know all your names, so big thanks. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, see you in the next video.
Yeah. Perfect.
Fade to black.
The title thesis is On Foot, Photography, Cultural Landscapes and Ireland's National Waymarked Trails.
Oh, the cat has found the audio recorder.
Oh, there's the other cat. High drama. I don't even know if the cats are in frame.
I don't think so. It's just us staring at random points off the camera.